Have you ever asked yourself why some people seem unshakable no matter what life throws at them? Why do certain men and women walk into a room, onto a field, or through a storm and seem unstoppable? The truth is, they're not born with it. They build it, and so can you. Strength and health are not accidents. They're systems, daily habits that stack up over time until they make you a force that cannot be broken. To become unstoppable, you don't need superhuman genes or secret formulas. You need 14 simple but powerful practices that anyone can adopt. They don't just make your body stronger, they make your mind sharper, your energy higher, and your resilience unshakable. Imagine your life when every cell, every muscle, every thought works together to push you forward instead of holding you back. That's the gift of these habits. The first step is understanding that real strength starts in the small decisions. Whether you pick the stairs instead of the elevator, whether you choose water over soda, whether you shut off your phone and sleep instead of scrolling, these little choices build the architecture of your future self. The philosopher James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, reminds us that tiny changes compound into extraordinary results. That's how unstoppable people are made, not by luck, but by daily discipline. Now let's talk about movement. Your body was designed to move, not sit for hours. Every push up, every walk, every stretch is a signal to your mind. I am alive, I am strong, I am ready. When you move with purpose, you sharpen not just your muscles, but your focus, your creativity, your mental toughness. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. But here's something most people underestimate: recovery. Rest isn't weakness, it's where strength is built. While you sleep, your muscles repair, your hormones balance, your brain clears out toxins and resets. Sacrificing sleep is like pulling bricks from your own foundation. You cannot be unstoppable if you run on empty. Nutrition is your fuel. Imagine filling a Ferrari with dirty fuel. It won't run. Your body is the same. Whole foods, balanced meals, and mindful eating don't just build muscle. They protect your energy, sharpen your thinking, and prevent the crashes that keep most people stuck in mediocrity. When you eat for performance instead of just pleasure, you unlock a new level of control. And don't ignore hydration. Water is not just a drink, it's the medium in which every single reaction in your body happens. Dehydration clouds your thinking, slows your strength, and steals your energy. Drink water, and you'll notice how much clearer and more resilient you feel. Here's the deeper truth: motivation is fleeting, but routines are eternal. You won't always feel like training, sleeping early, eating clean. But if you build routines that carry you through, you'll act even when your feelings resist. That's how greatness is sustained. But none of this matters without the right mindset. Unstoppable people see setbacks as fuel, not roadblocks. They don't ask, why me? They ask, what now? They understand that failure is feedback, not defeat. Think of Viktor Frankl's man's search for meaning. Even in the darkest conditions, he proved that mindset is the last freedom no one can take away. Resilience is born in your response to adversity. When you fall, you rise stronger. When life tests you, you use the test to grow. Every obstacle is a gym for your character. That's why unstoppable people keep moving forward even when the world tells them to stop. And the final secret: stack small wins. Don't wait for massive breakthroughs. Celebrate drinking enough water today. Celebrate finishing that workout. Celebrate showing up. Over time, these small victories snowball into unstoppable momentum. Success isn't a giant leap. It's 1,000 steps taken daily. The question is, are you willing to do these 14 things not once, not twice, but every day until they become who you are? Because when you do, you won't just look stronger, you'll feel unstoppable. You'll walk through challenges with a calm fire inside you, knowing nothing can break a person who has built themselves from the inside out. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to start stacking these habits today. Because once you do, nothing, absolutely nothing, will stop you. Why do small daily choices matter so much? Because strength, true strength, isn't built in a single workout, a single meal, or a single decision. It's built in the quiet, ordinary moments when no one is watching. Think about it. Every time you choose to drink water instead of soda, you're teaching your body discipline. Every time you take the stairs instead of the elevator, you're sending a message to your brain: I choose effort over ease. These little choices seem so small, but they compound like interest in a bank account. Picture two people. One eats clean 80% of the time, moves daily, gets 7 hours of sleep most nights. The other makes small excuses. It's just one soda, I'll catch up on sleep later. After one day, they look the same. After 1 week, not much difference. But after 6 months, one has more energy, clearer focus, and stronger habits, while the other feels drained, stuck, and frustrated. That's the invisible power of small choices. James Clear wrote in Atomic Habits that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. Your systems are built by the choices you make today. Every push-up, every glass of water, every night of good rest is like laying down a brick. On its own, one brick seems meaningless. Keep stacking them day after day, and suddenly you've built a fortress no storm can break. Small choices matter because they shape your identity. When you choose discipline, even in the smallest form, you start to see yourself as the kind of person who follows through. And when your identity shifts, your actions follow naturally. That's when you become unstoppable, not because of one big decision, because of hundreds of small ones that rewired who you are. Have you ever noticed how a simple walk can clear your head? How a workout can turn frustration into focus? That's not an accident, it's biology. Movement isn't just about shaping your body, it's about sharpening your mind. When you move, your brain releases endorphins, your natural stress fighters. Blood flow increases, oxygen rises, and suddenly your thoughts become clearer, your creativity stronger, your emotions more balanced. Modern science proves it. Exercise actually grows your brain. Studies show that movement stimulates the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it like fertilizer for your neurons. It helps new connections form, boosts memory, and even protects you against mental decline. This is why some of the greatest thinkers, from Aristotle to Steve Jobs, made walking a daily habit. They knew the body in motion unlocks a mind in motion. And here's the truth, the people who move daily aren't just stronger physically, they're more resilient mentally. When you push through the last rep, when you keep running despite the burn, you're teaching your brain to handle discomfort, to stay focused under stress. That mental toughness doesn't stay in the gym. It follows you into work, into relationships, into every challenge life throws at you. Movement is medicine. It lowers anxiety, lifts depression, and restores balance when the world feels overwhelming. Even just 10 minutes of exercise can transform your state of mind. That's why unstoppable people move every day. Not for vanity, but for clarity. Not just for muscles, but for mental power. So the next time your mind feels stuck, don't just sit there. Move, run, stretch, lift, walk. Because when the body moves, the brain follows. And when your brain is sharp, focused, and unshakable, you become unstoppable. Most people think strength is built when you train. But the truth is, strength is built when you recover. The hidden role of recovery and quality sleep is what separates those who burn out from those who rise up stronger every single day. Training breaks you down, but rest builds you back up. Sleep is not wasted time. It is the most powerful performance enhancer you already own. When you sleep deeply, your body goes to work. Muscles repair, tissues heal, hormones reset, and your immune system fortifies itself. Your brain cleans out toxins, consolidates memories, and sharpens problem-solving skills. Skip that process, and it doesn't matter how hard you train or how clean you eat, you'll always be operating at half power. Think about this, the greatest athletes in the world guard their sleep like treasure. LeBron James has said he sleeps up to 12 hours a night. Tom Brady prioritizes recovery as if it were part of his workout routine. Why? Because they know sleep is the edge that keeps them performing when others fade. And it's not just athletes. Lack of sleep raises stress hormones, clouds your focus, and even makes you crave junk food. You can't be unstoppable if your brain is foggy, your body is inflamed, and your willpower is weakened by exhaustion. Skipping sleep is like pulling bricks from your foundation. You may stand tall for a moment, but eventually you will collapse. Unstoppable people don't see rest as weakness. They see it as strategy. They understand that recovery is part of the training, that each night of quality sleep is like charging the battery of your body and mind. Because when you wake up fully restored, you don't just survive the day, you dominate it. So if you want to be unbreakable, guard your rest. Turn off the screens, respect the night, and give your body the deep recovery it craves. Remember, muscles are built in the gym, but power is built in your sleep. Food isn't just about taste, it's information. Every bite you take sends a message to your body, either to energize you or to slow you down. Disciplined eating isn't about restriction, it's about direction. It's choosing fuel that sharpens your mind, steadies your energy, and powers your performance instead of food that drags you into fatigue, brain fog, and regret. Think about how you feel after a heavy, greasy meal. So unfocused, your body is working overtime just to digest it, leaving your brain in low gear. Now compare that to a balanced meal of lean protein, vegetables, and clean carbs. Your energy is steady, your thoughts are sharp, and you feel ready to move, ready to think, ready to lead. That difference isn't an accident, it's biology. Your brain consumes about 20% of your daily energy. What you eat directly shapes how well it performs. Sugary spikes give you a rush, but they crash your focus. Processed junk inflames your body, saps your strength, and leaves you chasing cravings. But disciplined eating, whole foods, colorful plants, lean proteins, healthy fats, keeps your blood sugar stable and your brain fueled like a high-performance engine. And here's the key discipline with food builds discipline in life. Every time you say no to the quick dopamine hit of junk, you're training your willpower. You're proving to yourself that you control your cravings, they don't control you. That mental strength carries into every area of your life, from work to training to relationships. Unstoppable people eat with intention. They don't chase comfort, they chase clarity. They understand that nutrition is not just about looking good, it's about showing up every day with energy, focus, and resilience. Because when your fuel is clean, your mind is clean. And when your mind is clean, your actions are powerful. So ask yourself, is the food on your plate pulling you closer to unstoppable or pushing you further from it? The choice is yours, and you make it 3 times a day. That's 3 chances every single day to sharpen your focus and fuel your energy. Discipline on the plate becomes dominance in life. Most people think water is simple, ordinary, even boring. But here's the truth, water is the most overlooked performance enhancer in the world. Hydration is not just about quenching thirst, it's about fueling your brain, your muscles, and your endurance at the deepest level. Every single cell in your body depends on it. Without water, nothing works at full power. Your brain is nearly 75% water. Just a 2% drop in hydration can cloud your focus, slow your reaction time, and make simple tasks feel harder than they are. That afternoon crash so many people blame on coffee or lack of sleep. Often, it's dehydration in disguise. When you drink enough water, your brain fires faster, your thoughts are clearer, and your mood is steadier. It's like flipping the switch from low power mode back to full charge. And let's talk about endurance. Your muscles rely on hydration to contract and recover. Your joints stay cushioned, your blood flows freely, and your body regulates temperature when you sweat. Athletes who ignore hydration hit a wall fast, fatigue, cramps, burnout. But those who master it can push further, last longer, and recover quicker. Water is literally stamina in liquid form. Here's the powerful part, hydration is a choice you can control every single day. No expensive supplements, no secret formulas, just the discipline to keep a bottle of water by your side and make it a priority. Champions do it not because it's fancy, but because it works. Unstoppable people don't wait until they're thirsty. Thirst means you're already behind. They stay ahead, hydrating consistently, knowing that clarity and endurance are built on this invisible foundation. So the next time you want more focus, more energy, more resilience, ask yourself, have I given my body the simplest gift it needs? Because the secret superpower isn't in the next energy drink or pill. It's in water, the most basic, most powerful fuel for an unstoppable life. Motivation feels good, but it's unreliable. Some mornings you wake up fired up, ready to conquer the world. Other mornings, you'd rather stay in bed, skip the workout, or reach for the junk food. That's normal. Motivation is like a spark. It flares up, burns bright for a moment, and then fades. But routines are the firewood. They keep the flame burning day after day, even when the spark is gone. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every morning and ask yourself if you feel motivated to do it. You just do it because it's a routine. Imagine if your workouts, your meals, your sleep schedule were as automatic as brushing your teeth. You wouldn't rely on willpower anymore. You'd rely on structure. And structure wins every single time. Here's the truth. The people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, aren't more motivated than you. They just have systems that make discipline automatic. They've built routines so solid that skipping them feels strange. They don't ask, should I train today? They already know the answer. And routines don't just build consistency, they build identity. Every time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you're casting a vote for the type of person you are. Over time, those votes add up until discipline isn't something you force. It's who you are. Motivation will fail you on the hard days. But if you have routines, those hard days won't stop you. You'll still move, still eat clean, still rest well, because your habits carry you forward when your emotions try to pull you back. That's why routines beat motivation. Motivation gets you started, but routines keep you going. Unstoppable people don't depend on feelings, they depend on systems. And that's the secret. Don't wait to feel ready. Build a routine that makes you ready every single day. Your body can only go as far as your mind will allow. Most people quit not because their muscles gave out, but because their mind did. That's why mindset isn't just mental, it's physical. Change the way you think, and you change the way your body performs. Think about this when you tell yourself, I can't Your body listens, your shoulders slump, your energy drops, and your performance weakens. But when you tell yourself, I can, something changes instantly. Your posture lifts, your breathing steadies, your body prepares for action. The shift in your mind unlocks new levels in your body. Science backs this up. Athletes who practice visualization, literally imagining themselves succeeding, perform better. Why? Because the brain doesn't always distinguish between vivid imagination and real action. By shifting their mindset, they prime their nervous system muscles and confidence for peak performance before they even step on the field. This isn't just for athletes. If you walk into the gym thinking, I'll just do the minimum, your body will reflect that. But if you walk in with the mindset, today I'm building the strongest version of me, your effort, focus, and endurance rise to match that belief. The same workout transforms not because the weights changed, but because your mindset did. And here's the secret. Unstoppable people don't wait for perfect conditions to believe. They choose empowering thoughts in imperfect situations. They see failure as feedback, not as defeat. They see challenges as training, not punishment. This mindset shift turns obstacles into opportunities, and suddenly their body follows with strength, speed, and stamina others can't explain. Your performance isn't capped by your muscles, it's capped by your mind. Change your story and you change your strength. Because once your mind believes, your body achieves. Life will test you. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You will fail, you will stumble, you will hit walls you didn't expect. And in those moments, the question isn't, will I fall? The question is, how fast will I rise? That's resilience, and it's one of the most powerful tools for becoming unstoppable. Resilience is the art of bouncing back, not as the same person, but as a stronger one. Every setback carries the seed of growth. Every failure teaches lessons success never could. When you embrace resilience, you stop seeing struggles as punishment and start seeing them as preparation. Think about how muscles grow. You lift a heavy weight, the fibers tear, and in recovery, they rebuild thicker and stronger. Life works the same way. Challenges tear you down, but resilience rebuilds you with greater strength, greater wisdom, greater capacity. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without struggle, there is no strength. Some of the greatest human stories are built on resilience. Nelson Mandela endured decades of prison, yet came out with a vision that changed nations. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before giving the world the light bulb. Their resilience wasn't about avoiding pain. It was about refusing to quit when pain arrived. Unstoppable people understand this truth. Falling is not failing. Staying down is failing. When they're knocked flat, they rise not once, but every time. They let adversity sharpen them instead of shatter them. They refuse to let circumstances define them, and instead, they use resilience to redefine what's possible. The storms in life will come. Resilience is your anchor. With it, every obstacle becomes an opportunity, and every setback becomes a setup for a stronger comeback. That's why resilient people don't just survive hardships, they thrive because of them. So the next time life knocks you down, remember your power isn't in avoiding the fall. Your power is in rising stronger. That's resilience. That's unstoppable. Most people are chasing one big breakthrough. They want the magic moment, the giant leap, the overnight transformation. But the truth is, greatness isn't built in explosions, it's built in layers. Success comes from stacking small wins day after day until they create massive results that seem unstoppable. Think about climbing a mountain. You don't leap to the top in a single jump. You take one step, then another, then another. Each step might feel small, almost insignificant, but together they carry you to the summit. That's the power of small wins. They compound. Psychologists call it the progress principle. When we see evidence of progress, even tiny progress, our motivation and momentum multiply. You drink your water today, that's a win. You get 7 hours of sleep, that's a win. You show up to the gym even when you didn't feel like it, that's a win. Stack enough of these, and soon you've built a streak of victories that becomes almost impossible to break. The key is this: don't underestimate the small. One push up today becomes 10 tomorrow. 5 minutes of reading today becomes an hour next month. Small wins create habits, and habits shape identity. Before long, you don't just do the actions, you become the kind of person who never misses. And here's the real magic: small wins build confidence. Each one whispers, see, you can do this. And that confidence carries into bigger challenges, bigger goals, bigger dreams. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable because you've already proven to yourself that you win every single day. Unstoppable people don't wait for one giant leap. They focus on the next right step, the next small victory, knowing that consistency beats intensity. Stack your wins, no matter how small, and watch how they grow into momentum so powerful it can't be stopped. The secret isn't in waiting for the big win. The secret is creating dozens of little ones until together they make you unstoppable.